So recently, I went with a friend by McDonald's, and as we were going through the drive-through, she asked, "So what do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll do some chicken nuggets, maybe McDouble, and yeah, throw in a Whopper too." And she looked at me like, "Are you serious?" And I just kind of stared back, and she's like, "You're really gonna eat all that?" And of course, dumbfounded that this little joke just slid on through there. She's really going to do this. I just went with it. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. I'll freeze whatever. I can put it in the fridge and I'll eat it later. I'm like, okay. So she makes the order, orders the chicken nuggets, whatever she wanted, whatever her kids wanted and stuff. Then she got to my order and she's like, and I'll take a Whopper. And on the other end of the intercom, a what? We don't serve that. So then she looked at me like, you jerk, which, I deserve. But, it was meant as a joke, and, it slid by her. They don't normally slide by her. So if you're watching this, you know, I'm sorry for telling the world. But she missed it. It got by her, and she ordered it. And coming up against reality, found out, like, reminded, like, hey, we can't order Whoppers here. What once was a joke, though, and going to the bigger picture of the world and what's going on in our culture, what once was a joke has been imbibed into the daily philosophy of swaths of people in our youth. They don't see the joke that's playing out, like, in their lives. We say things like, "Hey, you do you, bro. You do you," and and kind of laugh. But they are, rather they're doing the things, not just doing whatever they want to do. They're doing the things that our schools and social media are kind of grooming them in ways of thinking that coming up against reality just doesn't match. McDonald's doesn't conform to my order or my demands. In reality, we're not conform to my orders and demands either. I'm what I'm saying is that my truth, cannot exist. Okay, and your truth cannot exist. Truth, it cannot be just mine or yours. That it's desires can. You can desire things, have an opinion of things, and I can have desires and opinions, but that's something else. I can desire something of life, but if I expect to get everything I desire in life, well, that's like ordering a Whopper from McDonald's. It's only pretty funny because we all know it ain't gonna happen. That's the joke. But it's tragic if I believe that it should, that it will, and I just keep demanding it of this McDonald's person that's like, "What are you, nuts?" Like, no, we don't serve them, and it creates this I don't know, tragic confrontation with reality. Yeah, truth is a characteristic of ultimate reality. We're to align all our thinking as best we can. If we can find some piece of ultimate reality, and if we could align our thinking and our life to match up with that, then we'd be building a good life, one that's not diluted, and that's not sitting at the ordering window demanding something that it just doesn't serve. Truth is a characteristic of ultimate reality, and God is ultimate reality. If we're looking for that some peace to align ourselves to, God is ultimate reality. Truth is found in knowing God. So, as aligning my life with God, it would be walking in truth. Not Psalms. Proverbs 22:17-21. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your mind to my knowledge, for it will be pleasant if you keep them within you, that they may be ready on your lips, so that your trust may be in the Lord. Notice he said my knowledge, but really he's saying the knowledge I'm giving you is really pointing somewhere else. So that your trust may be in the Lord. I have taught you today, even you. Have I not written to you excellent things of counsels and knowledge to make you know the certainty of the words of truth in the Lord, that you may correctly answer him who sent you? To ignore all the signposts is a wanderer's liberty. And it's St. Augustine years ago, he wrote, "O thou my exceeding mercy, my God, my refuge, from those terrible dangers among which I wandered with a stiff neck, withdrawing further from thee," from the source of truth, "loving mine own ways and not thine," loving my truth, right? "And not thine, loving a wanderer's liberty." And it reminds me of that old Desperado song that these things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. That just going after what you want and your truth can hurt you. But the pain and the hunger as you come against reality and have hints that something's not right, these things, your pain and your hunger are driving you home. Later on, Augustine elsewhere writes, "O truth, truth, how inwardly did even the marrow of my soul sigh after thee, when they often and diversely and in many and huge books echoed of thee to me, though it was but an echo." So as you look out, will these coming up against reality or having hints of the truth here and there, will they direct you to that ultimate reality which is found in God himself and knowing him? A couple lines from an old hymn. "Oh, to grace how great a debtor daily I'm constrained to be. Let thy goodness like a fetter bind my wandering heart to thee. Jesus sought me when a stranger, wandering from the fold of God. He to rescue me from danger interposed his precious blood. Here I raise my Ebenezer. Here by thy great help I've come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive at home." So let the hunger and the hurts, as we collide with reality, repair our steps to home, to come back home, to God, to truth. No longer wander, confusing the category of my opinion, with ultimate reality, truth. It confusing those, no longer, because these things shouldn't mix. They don't mix. And let us rather walk in truth. 2nd and 3rd John, those two small books at the end of your Bibles, they speak throughout both of those books about truth. It's emphasized in both. In 2nd John, we hear about the abiding in the teaching of Christ, and then something that comes up in both of these books, we see in verse 4 of 2nd John and in verse 4 of 3rd John, that I was very glad to find some of your children walking in the truth. And then in 3rd John, I have no greater joy than this, than to hear of my children walking in the truth. One might say in 3rd John 1:3, they read that and it says, I was very glad when brethren came and testified to your truth. And aha, see, your truth. But if they just finish the verse, it says, that is, speaking of your truth, that is how you are walking in the truth. So the truthfulness of this walk, that they are walking in the truth, abiding in the teaching of Christ. So as you... As you know, we all must have opinions, but as we go, may we correct our opinions as we walk in the truth. And as you do, I pray that you may be active in the sharing of your faith, and I will see you all on the next video.